Hey everybody, I hope you're ready for part 2 of my Halloween October TBR list. I hope you're ready for another spooky, creepy, fun, exciting thriller reads. I hope all of these wind up on your TBR, so let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing really well. As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you are reading, and right now I hope you're warm because it is cold in Northern California. Well, cold for me. But I couldn't do my holiday video without wearing my Boo Books shirt. So I'm in my, and birds overboard. So, you see how it goes here at Ink and Paper Blog. Today I'm going to recommend 10 more books for your October holiday, or just if you like a good creepy thriller read. There you go. That happens too. You can read these all year round. Get out your pen, get out your paper, get out your Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, highly recommend you go ahead and get these from your local independent bookstores. Right now is the holiday season. You know they're going to need us to make it through. Or if you're a library user, please have your library order you a copy as soon as possible. Today we're going to start with Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, out from Flatiron Books. This is the story of Alex. Now, Alex dropped out of school early. She got involved with drugs and sort of the wrong type of people. Life was not going well for her, and she winds up being the only survivor of a mass murder. And so what happens is she randomly gets invited to be part of the Yale freshman class. And when she gets there, she's invited to do all sorts of things, and she starts to realize it's not what she seems. So that's Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo, out from Flatiron Books. Okay, the next book in this list is a book that I read, I liked, and I think it will fit perfect if you are looking for sort of a spooky witchy read, and that's The Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore, out from Catapult. So this is set in 1643, I think, and this is part of the Essex, England, witch trials. Gosh, do you sometimes your brain just goes do 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 do? And this is exactly what it is. We have, women who are accused of being witches, really on circumstantial evidence, people just searching for someone to blame bad things on, and what happens to this community when they come a-calling. And so that's The Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore. I will say this one's got a bit more humor to it, also a little bit more sultry, if that's the right word. So this is The Manningtree Witches by A.K. Blakemore, out now from Catapult Books. Okay, this book creeped me the heck out, and that's The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. Now, this is the story of a young woman. She's married and pregnant when her husband mysteriously passes away. So she decides to move into this house of his sort of out in the country. And she gets there and it turns out no one really wants her there. And then all of a sudden these weird cardboard wooden people start appearing. She is frightened of them. She puts them away, but they keep coming back in different places. It's almost as if they're watching her. That's The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell, out now. I think I ordered this one from the UK because I think it's so beautiful. But this is out from Raven Books, the one that I have, the copy I have. But it is gorgeous. Okay. The next book is a collection of short stories that I've actually talked about, I think, a couple times on my channel. And that's Beasts and Beauties, Dangerous Tales by Soman Chainani. And this is out from Harper. This book is beautifully illustrated. I'm just going to point this out here. But these are sort of these are the stories you think you knew, but you don't really know what happened. And just take a look at this take on Red Riding Hood. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. This is a fun, if you have like older kids that you're sort of reading still along with, and they can be a little spooky, scary. It's also, it's an adult book, so take that with thing. I read all sorts of crazy stuff when I was little, but this book is worth your time. Beasts and Beauty by Dangerous Tales by Soman Chainani, out from Harper Books. And it is so beautiful. It's something you want on your shelf, I absolutely promise. A book that I talked about this book on my Instagram, and someone said this book really freaked them out. And that's Catherine House by Elisabeth Thomas, out from Custom House. This is your campus novel gone awry. So we have a young woman who gets accepted to Catherine's house, which is a school that has produced like all of these famous people. But when you get there, you realize, and she realizes, that this weird experiment is going on the students themselves. And there's this product, this chemical that supposedly causes certain things to happen. I'm going to keep it pretty vague, but it goes super weird, and people are punished and people are disappearing, and what is going on at this school? You will want to find it out. So that's Catherine House by Elisabeth Thomas, out from Custom House. You want to get your hands on it. I think this cover is beautiful too. I could have this as wallpaper actually for my house. I think it's so pretty. Okay. Next is a book. I think the cover is a bit deceiving, but I think it's also beautiful. And that is The Inheritance of Orquieda, Divina by Zoraida, Cordova, out from Atria Books. Now, this is the story of this family that has this matriarch grandmother. Don't we all love a good grandmother story? She's been very secluded. She doesn't ever really leave her house, but she's invited the family because she's dying and she wants to give them their inheritance. But once, years later, when these things sort of come to fruition, these special gifts that she has given them, they have to start figuring out what they were and where they came from. So they return to Ecuador, I believe. Give me just a second. I want to make sure. Yes, Ecuador, to figure it out. But they're not the only ones really looking, and they may be the ones being hunted. And that's The Inheritance of Orqueda Divina by Zoraida Cordova, out by Atria Books. I feel like that book sort of looks like it's going to be a YA book, but I think it's deeper and darker than that. So, cover, never judge a book by its cover. The next book I'm going to tell you about is Dreadnation by Justina, Ireland. This is out from B&B. Bray and, I always get the second, Balzer and Bray. What happens if the Civil War was just stopped because zombies attacked? And what if your biggest hero is this young woman right here? This is the first in a series. It's a retake on the Civil War, and this woman is going to come out and she is going to kick some butt. So that's Dreadnation by Justina, Ireland, out now from Balzer and Bray. Okay. I actually gave this book to my grandmother-in-law, and she actually really loved it, but she loves witch books. And this is The Witchfinder Sister by Becky Underdown. I always want to say Undertow. I don't know why, but Underdown is such a cool last name. So this is actually set in Essex, England as well. That bird I told you fell down has been poking me in my side this whole time. Alice is our main character, and she returns to the small group town where she grew up. She's widowed. Life has not gone the way that she thought it was going to go. And she moves in with her brother, where she finds out that her brother is sort of like this famous, darling witch hunter. But things are not what they seem. And is her brother hunting people for the right reasons? And what side is she going to come down on? So that's The Witchfinder Sister by Beth Underdown, out now from Ballantine Books. Okay, and last but not least is a book that I've raved about 100 times, but it is a creepy, monstrous sort of thriller in so much more than that. But as a Halloween read, it will definitely keep you going, and that's Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. Now, this is the story of a young woman who is raised on this cult sort of plantation world where all of the people that are on it are black. And they've been raised in this sort of cultish religion, but she gets pregnant and decides to flee because she knows it's not a place she wants to raise her children. She goes into the forest, bears her children, but she is changing. Something is happening to her. She's turning into something, and she's on the run. And she's being chased by people from this town, other people who just want her. And as she changes more and more, does she become a monster that people want to use as a weapon? How is she going to protect her children? This book also deals with so many social issues. It is way deeper than that, but it is also just a fun thriller-esque read. So that's Sorrowland by Rivers Solomon. This is their third book that I have read. Their third book that I have read, and I have absolutely loved them all. Definitely recommend it. This one is out from MCD from FSG. Definitely worth the read. So that's 10 more holiday books. Holiday. I keep saying holiday, people. Halloween. It is 10 more Halloween and / October reads. Not for your October TBR, for all year round. You should totally read these books. If you are a new subscriber to my channel, I hope these Halloween videos keep you around to see what I do in the other videos I do on my channel. If you are a return subscriber, I could not do this without you. As always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading.